Hey there, Jaden. Hope you're having a good fall break, and I think you're in California, I want to say. Hope you're having a good time there, if that's in fact where you are. This is your video lesson for today. Two things I want to talk about, but two big things. If you have questions at the end or want me to take a look at anything, feel free to have your mom shoot me over a message or a video of you playing through anything. So cool, let's get to it. So first thing is that we were talking last week about Cowboys from Hell, and it's not like your want of playing it faster or your desire to play it faster. It's just that there's some technical things that are getting in your way of kind of reaching that top speed. You're doing really well with the tools that you've worked out so far. Now it's time for us to kind of push into that next level of speed playing. Now you're getting a need for speed. What you need to do is, first thing is that you have to get rid of any latency between the left hand and the right hand. What I mean by that is that you don't want to get a delay. Say, for example, if the finger goes down here and presses, and then you hit the string just a moment later. Turn the amp on, wouldn't it? You don't want any delay between the left hand and the right hand. They both should come down at the exact same time, right? So what you do to practice that is actually that technique itself just really slow down. So what I would do is I would maybe start like on the first string at the 12th fret right here. You can do it on any fret you want, but I'm speaking the 12th just because it's there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pick, holding it nice and level, right? I'm gonna bounce the fingers. I'm gonna bounce my left hand first finger right here, and when it lands, you're gonna pick the string. Now, what's the point of this exercise is that if you're bouncing, you're only knowing the string for just a fraction of a second, which means that you're gonna know whether or not your pick is hitting at the right moment. There's no room for error. If I did this and a bounce, you're gonna hear the open string or a thud note if I'm not quite lifting off the string. So by design, you have to be able to hit the string at the same time that the finger lands. Like that's an exercise you save for like late intermediate, just because the pieces in the later curriculum really require you, like say like if we Domination or something like that by Pantera, or like maybe some Mastodon tunes, or Polyphia for that matter. You have to be precise every single time. These two have to be in perfect synchronization together. And as we're kind of working through songs, now you have a desire to go into the higher levels, we just need to do those exercises to play those pieces. So this week practice. Now you don't need to spend your whole practice on it. I would do like maybe 4 on each note of each string, so like 1, 2, 3, 4. And don't do it blind either. Really watch your hands. As you get better at it, you can go faster. Like I said before, when I was in graduate school studying guitar, I spent like the 6 hours a day that I could practice, which was awesome. I wish I could have that again. It's long gone. It's gone forever until my son graduates high school and moves out of the house. That I would sit there and I would practice technique for 3 hours. My teacher was of the opinion that if you train the mechanism, the music will follow. So practicing technique, not just playing songs, will allow you to have access to more difficult songs or the cooler sounding songs, in my opinion. Cool, practice that for me. Next thing is left hand control, left hand dexterity. Last week I think we did, I wrote a couple different patterns here for you. I didn't write it on a tab because I figured that would be kind of pointless. So what you do is do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You can do backwards too. Right? So when you practice that, just do 1, 2, 3, 4 to begin with. Use a metronome. With the metronome, what you can do double time the tempo. So if I were to put a click on right now, get one here, music, metronome, and I put on 120 and then put the 16th note. One and two and one and a one and two and one and two and one and two and right. And I would always practice harder than I would need to pull out the piece. So like if say if the piece is maxing out at like Pantera is 116, if I set the metronome to like 120 or like 130, that way when I go to play the riff, I've already trained my hands to go much faster than I would ever need to play that particular song. So just because you get to 116 on the metronome doesn't mean that you should stop there. I would actually try to push past that and see if you can do like, sort of like fast velocities. That way when you play the song, it's like, oh, this is actually not that hard at all. Like I said before, technical training allows you to play pieces and songs easier. And put different combos in here. 1, 3, 2, 4. I play with my ears, so I hear the pattern. I try to, when I go fast, I don't think about like 1, 3, 2, 4. I try to hear what the pattern sounds like, if that makes sense. Which I had less hippy-dippy answer for you, or a piece of advice, but I literally, over here, I'm doing that also, it's just crazy. When I play these patterns fast, I'm no longer thinking 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4. I hear ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, and I let my fingers kind of try to see if they can follow that, if that makes sense for that as well. But there's different combos I've written there. We can go through all the permutations of it, but let's just stick with these for right now, because otherwise you can get kind of lost in all the different ways that you can do it. Let's see here. And then the last thing for that piece of advice is make sure you're hovering over the frets. You've been really great on that recently. We've had for a while since you've been doing your 100-day challenge. Is making sure that you're staying right over top of the frets, that you're not letting anything drop or fly away fingers. Because that's when we're talking these speeds. Remember, like you said, if you watch Dimebag Darrell's fingers, yeah, he might be like Good Time Party Dude, but he also did his homework as well, right? So never forget the fact that these guys, although like they are rock stars, and the new ones now are kind of like more nerdy. They play video games. So if you follow their Instagrams, like they'll go gaming after the concert instead of going to a party. So, but yeah, so make sure that doing the technical practice is part of the homework, and that's why not everyone's a shred player, just because of the fact that it takes that much effort to do this stuff, and a lot of dedication and practice and hard work. It's not magic. Cool, man. Like I said, if you have questions about those technical things to work on, let me know. And if you want to send a video of you playing through anything or your scales, or if you're getting bored of a box, let me know and I'll do my best to answer. All right, man, take care.